Yo, welcome back to Kingdoms and Castles with Justin New. We've got some work going on here in the southwest quadrant. Or maybe it looks like they've already finished. Excellent. So I'm going ahead and I put in some gates that are not meant to be permanent, but these are to keep the wall secure while still allowing the workers to get out here and get started on our last couple expansion works. Right now, at least, the clearing the land of trees. Then we're a little close to the Viking attack, so I'm not going to tell any more jobs to be out on the outside of the wall. They should be able to finish up this last bit of wood cutting before the Vikings arrive, because we have all the way through the next winter. So, I mean, there are a lot of trees. You know what, actually, we will cancel then strip here on top. That'll leave some trees out there, and it'll reduce the amount of work they have to do, so that hopefully they'll be in. But they should all, I mean, unless they literally land right there, they should be done and back in the walls by the time the Vikings attack. Alright, so the places where I've cut are the lines that we're going to be running for walls. It'll end up leaving this area a little unused, but I'd rather just go ahead and straight wall right up here, which still leaves one square of ground right there, so that as we have been working everywhere else, it'll leave plenty of room. Are they cutting these trees? Maybe that's just when I hadn't noticed that they'd move when not being cut. Huh. Anyway, also not sure exactly how I'll make the area up here get cut. Yeah, so there's gonna be some, I don't know, we're gonna have to work around that stone there in order to make the wall around here work. So mostly I was just wanting to push that up. Well, actually, no, I think, yeah, I didn't even touch this. The trees over here are already pretty much as far north as I'm likely. I mean, I might go ahead and pier that then, and so I can run the wall between these two. Yeah, that'll probably be the better option, which will allow us to then come over here, and we're gonna try to have this do a similar mimicking pattern going out somewhat until it hits where that wall will be. Excuse me. I could probably buy up the room for one more forester if I had this jog in and, well, not really. But we could, I mean, yeah, no, it wouldn't really change much. Especially considering, like we had to do here, I don't want to have any foresters trying to work on the outside of the walls, so that probably is fine where it is. We've still got some room left for housing building, but we do need to be part of it. That's why, because we're running out of new housing area, I'm going ahead and just starting to get, the groundwork planned for a couple of these areas. That way we'll be ready to go. Looks like they finished up over here, and I didn't need to cut down all those trees, but I just wanted that taken away so that I could see what we're looking at. They should be attacking as soon as the snow goes away. Alright, so, on the subject of towers, I feel like this lower area here is a little thinly spread, as we've said before. But it should be fine. At most, I would maybe... No, I mean, yeah, it should be fine. Yeah. Alright, so now they're both on their way. So, where are the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Alright, so that's almost all. That might just be all the ships landing on the absolute farthest edge. Weird. Right, the dragons are coming in from a good angle. They'll be in tower range definitely most of the time that they're flying. Hopefully we can get him killed before he gets anything. Come on, guys, come on. He's so close. Get him, get him, get him. He can breathe any moment. Okay, there we go. Nice job. Where's the other two? Yes, I think that's him. Okay, good. You're getting him. Ooh, will you get him before he burns something? Yeah, okay, so that was another thing I was going to mention. Here, we are clearly not yet where we need to be regarding towers, both in location and number. So that's just something we'll have to get on as things... Did that just burn down again immediately? Come on, firefighters! Alright, so the Vikings just making... Yep. A long track. Jerks. Well, that's what firefighters are for. They're using our pier system exactly how we designed it. Excuse me. Alright, so... preparing for a pretty long walk. Goodness gracious. They landed on the absolute dumbest place to land. The furthest from that they could get. Okay, come on, camera. Keep up. Lag started to get kind of dicey there. They should also be in tower range for most of this trip, so... ballistas still aren't the best for taking out groups of units like this. But it'll still pepper them the whole time. Unsuccessful events? What are you talking about? The one that's ongoing and that has claimed nothing because we're winning? And they landed on the stupidest part of the shore that they could? Not my fault. But unfortunately, until they're dead, I still really can't afford to be giving orders for work outside the walls, because that would be too dangerous. They would end up getting kidnapped. So I guess we'll try to work within the walls. So, let's see. I know we have 0 jobs up. But our population cap is such that I shouldn't really need to worry about building those next set of houses too soon. Charcoal's still good, and I'm pretty sure there's still a couple more we could turn on that are currently turned off. Looks like grain is keeping up well. Fruit, I presume that's doing reasonable. Yeah, exposure's still really low. We just still cannot seem to get fish or pork to catch up. Although it looks like our production from pigs is going crazy, it's just... And it's claiming that we're hitting 90% of the fish and pork that we need. So I just really do not get it. I mean, I'd say maybe the issue isn't the swine herds. Maybe we don't have enough butchers making the pork go further? I don't know. It's a pain one way or the other, I'll tell you that. Alright, well, considering it's inside the walls and we're going to be expanding these two sides, well, although on this one we're going to be expanding there, kind of, so... That'll actually, I guess, yeah, instead of trying to move the roads in like I had been planning, maybe I'll try to figure out some sort of things I can put in here that will make some sense. They're far enough away from... What's the butcher? Yeah, and he is claiming he has no tools. I guess that could be... Although they're right next to an iron mine, so that's really annoying. Actually, are you guys even working? Yes, you are. Okay, because these look really full. I mean, yeah, they are really full, but they're not totally full, I guess. We have plenty of tools. It looks like they just have a tough time getting them transported. Because charcoal, because the markets themselves bring that in. But it looks like, yeah, so maybe for butchers and fishmongers. Yeah, if that turns 4 pork out of 1 pork using 1 tool. Question then. Is that the same rate for the fishmongers? Where is one? Well, let me try to find one. I know we put some over here, so let's go ahead and check them out. Wait, yeah. swine. What am I looking for? Here we go. They're also a butcher. Here we go. So yeah, they also will take one fish and turn it into 4 by using one tool. Alright, so considering they need tools so desperately, but the market does not provide tools, but it does provide a storehouse for both fish and pork. Bakeries next to the markets make plenty of sense, because the bakeries just need the wheat and charcoal, which are both things that the markets are already keeping in stock on their own anyway, so... And I think, aren't the bakers on the same... Yeah, bakers are also on that same level. They've turned one of each into 4. Although, these are only able to store 18 for every one of those. Yeah, whereas the butchers and the fishmongers... Okay, so the fishmongers actually... But I'm still way higher than 18! So yeah, what I really do not need then... I don't know. I guess, yeah, that would definitely mean that whereas bakers, I could definitely use at least the 1 per market, maybe even 2 per market, I don't know, just to... Because that helps make our wheat go further. Although it is, you know, another thing that eats up our charcoal. When it comes to fish and meat, maybe it would be better for me to be treating... Yeah, because it says food storage, so I assume that that means that the same storage is being used for both the meat it has yet to perform the action on, but also the meat that it performs the action on. So, I should probably treat butchers as though they were the storehouses for the swine herds. So probably trying to figure out a proportion of butchers to swine herds, like how we have to figure out a proportion of orchards to produce storage. So yeah. And because the markets will go and grab both the fish and that, but not the tools, maybe what we would really be benefiting from would be a swine herd with a butcher, which would take up 4 by 2, because the swine herd on its own takes up 3 by 2. And 4 by 2s are usually pretty easy to come by. Or alternatively, because I don't know, it doesn't, yeah, it shouldn't need that many tools, it just needs to have tools at the ready, so... Okay, I'm having some thoughts. So, trying to figure out some way of having our butchers with swine herds, but then also these little stockpiles that are only supposed to go grab tools from somewhere. And then you do need wells as well. And fishmongers, probably pretty similarly, would likely be more beneficial near the fishing huts as storage for the fish rather than as distribution centers. Which would also eliminate the issue of trying to build houses around them because if, well, except for, you know, it would mean that I definitely don't want to have fishing huts so close to where housing is. Alright. Which actually, yeah, would be beneficial because then knowing that, I would need to plan ahead and see where fish are and not try to, and delegate that as industrial land rather than living space. Okay. Yeah, that's making a lot more sense. So maybe that would help. I don't know. It's probably too far along for me to really... not to fix. Of course, it's always never too far to fix, but for me to care enough to bother with fixing. So, we'll probably just, press on for right now. I believe those are just the 4 last boats. So with the Vikings now being dead, we can go ahead and get started on the rock removals that we want outside the wall. Let's start down here, since this smaller area will be the first to get built up. So undo that one. Let's see what this next area... Don't need anything that's beyond this... Wait a minute. Yeah, some trees have started to grow up along the line that I'm wanting out. So, let's see, 68 people, and these take, what, 10 per? No, only 7. Good. Get rid of those 3 again. Let's see, so probably want to go ahead and eliminate all the rocks over here. Are you gonna have enough workers? I think we're gonna have enough workers. Oh, just though. Alright, so we'll go ahead and leave those jobs to get done. So, what I think we're finding... Oh, actually, now that I look at it... Yeah, planning a small granary with a large granary per field makes for a reasonably nice unit. The issue there being, where do you have the well? Because the wells only reach so far. But, though, now that I think about it, wait a minute. Yeah, because they don't need to be exactly bordering on it. So if we actually moved, say, the road right next to it... No, that wouldn't really help anyway, really. Ah! Not putting them right next to each other like this. So running either roads or... Yeah, so on farmland, probably it would be worth to run, like, roads with, like, this. Down here to where we have, like, windmill farm, well farm, windmill farm, well farm, with roads then connecting. And then on either side of them. Okay, so yeah, we're getting some plans there. Because, yeah, the more efficiently we make all this, the less, space it needs to be taking up anyway. I mean, after all, right now already, I know there's no way that the positioning of these is particularly efficient. And we only have as low of exposure loss as we do because we've got just so much storage. So... Even though we'd be putting storage on fertile ground, it would undoubtedly, as long as we're doing it efficiently, it would probably be a better use of space anyway. And orchards, I'm still not sure if 2 per really covers it, but given 2 of them together is 250 storage, and each of these is producing 30 a year. Wait, is that on the most max? Alright, no. So 34 is the absolute max that we're able to get out of it. And I just really don't get that then, because, yeah, 34 a year does not sound like... Well, no, that's the deal. I did not have 2 of these per... But even 1 of these per, I would have thought would have been... Because 125 is so much larger than 34. I don't get it. Maybe the per year is not... Maybe I'm just not understanding how those rates all work precisely. Still, considering the orchards are 2 across, just having 2 per should be, a better part of the plan. So yeah, for future purposes, planning the orchards to do 2 produce storehouses per orchard, and a large and small granary per farm, a butcher per swineherd, and Well, I kind of doubt that you actually need a single fishmonger per every single fishing hut, considering... Whoops, I clicked on the bridge. Considering, yeah, just how low some of these fishing huts are able to pull in anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, with one like this, only being able to store 20, not a problem. You're only catching, like, 7 a year anyhow, so that's really not harming you. And even this one, 5, okay, admittedly, yeah, this one's catching its full 20, so this one could probably... So maybe one fishmonger per every 2 would make sense. Alright, so they still have a little bit of work to get done on those rock removals. And we just need to go ahead and get that wall up, because otherwise they just keep growing in excuse me, trees along the growing wall, for crying out loud. Alright, sounds like our first rock removal should have finished. Unless it was one of them. No, somehow it was one of them and not this one. Whatever. Should have enough years that we can go ahead and outright the tree. Well, let's start from the other side then. Go out to there, and go ahead and leave that there for right now. Alright, they did finish that. Alright, so someone will need to get on cutting that. Actually, let me go ahead and cancel those 2 cutting jobs. It doesn't matter. We're not going to be getting around to this stuff over here for a little while. So go ahead and finish up those rock works, because those take long enough that it's worth going and getting on right now. Probably want to also go ahead and remove those once we get some workers back from the wall. Well, no, because right now I'd say as soon as we get workers, you know, get them all on getting this wall up, so we can have this whole area sectioned off before the next Viking attack. Happiness continues to decrease. Oh, but we can afford, we're plenty high enough coffers again, so we can go ahead and drop the tax rate again. Shoot, that close to coffers. We'll go ahead and give them a tax holiday. Why not? Yeah, they like that. We can't afford to bring it down too low, though, because we do still have all the hay that we need. But, again, that's part of the point of having such large coffers. So we'll only give them that for temporary. We'll still consider 15 to be our baseline. We'll go down to 10 when the coffers are so nearly full that we really don't need it, which will help us with happiness, which will help us with keeping the population closer to the bed count. And then we'll put it up to 20 anytime we're under half. That way we can try to get back into a better state of affairs so that we can then bring the tax rate back down. Something that, you know, actual governments never do. Yup. I'm sure some do, occasionally. Alright, so I took up all our workers, kind of most definitely. Let's go ahead and run a festival so that we can try to maintain max workers while we're trying to get this wall up. Oh, yeah, no, in 6 years we're going to have it up for the Vikings. So, on that basis, let me go ahead and make a pretty bold move here and... Hello? Why didn't you, you know, delete? Oh, I must have only actually been covering the empty space. There we go! I got rid of that wall. Alright, we got a few people ready to work because we're finishing up parts, so let's go ahead and get people started on an exterior road. There we go. Excuse me. And over to here. Alright, and then we'll have to... a nice big area, we'll have to try to section it off. Let's see. Right now, no wells reach into it really very well at all, so we'll go ahead and we'll treat this area as though it's not got wells at all, honestly. Let's see. We got a tavern there, so 2 spot there. Let's go ahead and throw up a home since otherwise we'll face that way. Alright, we'll looks like our cemeteries should be expanded enough that that should cover things at least moderately well enough. Given all the swine herds over here. Alright, let's go ahead and try something and see if it can't noticeably help. Let's put in a large stockpile. And then we'll tell it to only grab tools, and we'll put in 2 butchers over here, seeing as how it's so close to... Put a well in right there. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and, for right now, put wells at each of these corners. And then we'll road in to get things organized, and we'll see. Because of how many swine herds I have over here, maybe establishing a center here, again, a little bit too little too late. But mostly, if that starts to turn things around, then that will definitely be proof of concept that this is the right way to go about it. Just in case we need to get any work done on the outside, let's go ahead and, just like right here, why not? Knock that wall down and throw up a gate. Not anticipating needing access outside, but better to have it and not need it. So that way, if we need anything over here, we do have this gate over here still. And if we need anything over here, we still have this gate. I don't know, we might eventually go ahead and try to better make use of this section. So, in the interest of that, let me go ahead and knock this piece down as well and make a gate. Just so that oh, no, I hit an unlock, not beat. Huh. Duh. Open the gate. Turn it the other way. What you got, merchant? Let me see. Oh, right, I needed to have been putting charcoal back again. Oops. Everything else should be fine. And it looks like you are actually selling some charcoal, so... Ooh, you're selling it kind of expensively there, don't you think, bud? Alright, well, that'll give us a moment, and in the meantime, let's go ahead and open both of these. That way we get back ahead of schedule. Fortunately, that does also mean we're likely as not going to need to expand another charcoal center before too long. It occurs to me, do I have enough storage capacity for these? These are storing wood, not storing the charcoal. Yeah, I mean, we have these little ones that are... Yeah, that should be enough. And we still have a couple little spots that we can put in little ones to store charcoal. Looks like they almost got this tool stockpile finished. Then we'll tell them to start only grabbing tools. Where's the one fool with wood we're waiting on? Hey, look at that! Even though he could do that, he's using the road! Huh. Excellent. Road's helping. Yeah, scurry your little butt over here and get that final plank put in. Come on. There you go. Alright, let's go ahead and tell them, for right now, to go ahead and close so they don't go grabbing wood, primarily, since that's so close. Right, no charcoal, no stone, no iron. Just go grab tools for these 2 butchers. Alright, actually, similar note, that's what we can put over here. I'll tell him to be a tool storer as well, and then we'll just put in for now 2 butchers, because again, I haven't actually confirmed that that, you know, means what I think it means, but I'm still fairly suspicious that I'm right, so we're gonna proceed a little bit under the impression that I am most likely onto something here. And at this point, it's nice they seem to have cleared up pretty much all of... Good, that back to 15. So it's spending a bit of gold. They've been mostly using the wood that was out here to clean up, so that's all going to be taken, care of quite nicely. I could connect this road to a bridge. Yeah, either of those three would work. Or I could just leave it, honestly. Alright, so, this one's storage should be underway now. You still managed to go and grab 6, you buttheads. 9 workers, and it kinda looks like they're all just standing there and not running and grabbing tools. Well, there are 9, so let's go ahead and ask it to show us. Okay, so no, some of them are going and grabbing. Don't know why some of them are distinctly, obviously, not grabbing, but fine. I guess as long as some of you are, the others can just laze about. Alright, so this has already got some tools, or no, well, it said it was already producing. I guess it must have just already so immediately used that first tool. Because, yeah, I can't have these store meat, can I? Yeah, no. Makes sense. Alright, so these guys should be receiving plenty of food to store from the farms directly, and then, now that we're, you know, slowly, piece by piece, bit by bit, getting tools stored here, that should start to be able to get them moving. And again, we will just have to see. Okay, go away. Go away. Trying to click. There we go. Alright, so I'll go ahead and keep working on this in the off time, and we'll hopefully come back to a roaring success. Yo! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave a comment so I know you want more videos like this. If you want to know when new uploads arrive, subscribe and hit the bell icon to have YouTube send you a notification. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.